What's up guys, it's Jesse from Power of Adventure, and today we are going to be installing a black oak LED light bar in a 2026 Ford Transit. We will be powering the light bar with the Transit factory upfitter switches and our solar powered off-grid electrical system. For this Transit, we chose a 40-inch light bar with a combination of spot and floodlights. Out of the box, this light bar works perfectly and only needs a 12-volt battery source to operate. It comes with the light bar with a waterproof electrical plug end, an illuminated switch, 2 ring terminals with an inline fuse, mounting hardware, and a relay. The hardest part about mounting the light bar into the Ford Transit upfitter switches is that the light bar wiring is not long enough to use, meaning we have to cut and splice all the wires. But fear not, I'm here to help you through the process. Let's start with the relay because this is where we are going to splice our wires. A relay is simply an electrically operated switch. Its primary function is to use a low power control signal, in this case our Transit upfitter switches, to turn on a separate high power circuit, which is the light bar. The relay will need 3 separate cable runs to various places in the van. 1 cable to the light bar, 1 cable to the upfitter switches, and another cable to your battery system. Here is a wiring diagram that shows the 3 cables and their respective locations labeled in different colors. Notice that each cable includes a positive and negative, and for this install, I'll be using a 10-2 Ancor marine grade cable. So let's start by dissecting the factory wiring harness. Carefully strip off the heat shrink protection that covers the plug end of the relay. Next, find the power wires with the inline fuse, follow them back to the relay, cut them to about 8 inches in length, and label them as our 12-volt power. Next, let's locate the wires on the relay that feed the light bar. These wires will be connected to a waterproof plug, and we will be using this waterproof connector later, so make sure to leave enough wire to work with. Follow these wires back to the relay and cut them at about 8 inches in length and label them as light bar. Lastly, we will locate the remaining wires from the provided switch and cut them at the same length as the others. For this installation, we will only be using the black and blue wires. The red is not needed and will be capped off. Label the 2 wires as Transit switch. Let's strip all the wires and install Wago lever nuts that will be used to splice all the necessary connections. As mentioned before, we will be utilizing the waterproof plug end from the light bar. We will use inline crimp connectors with heat shrink to splice our 10-2 cable to the wires from the plug. I like to use another piece of 1/2-inch heat shrink tubing to protect the entire connection. Now we will be able to extend the light bar to the relay. The relay will be installed in a Rooftop Junction Box that was also used to bring our solar wiring into the van. This will be the location where all the new extended wires will need to start from. We mounted the light bar to our White Top Adventure Stealth roof rack utilizing the provided hardware. We can now use our extended wire with the waterproof plug to connect to the light bar. I use watertight strain relief connectors to enter the cable into the junction box. Next is the wire that will run from the relay to our power source. After transitioning from the roof-mounted junction box to inside the van, we protected the wire in a split loom and supported with zip ties, making sure that the cable is very well protected. Our custom solar and lithium battery system will provide the power for the light bar, and we will be terminating the wire onto a 12-volt fuse panel. No matter where you get your 12 volts from, make sure to turn off the power before making any connections. Use an electrical meter to confirm that there is no power present. Remember, test before you touch. The last wire we need to install will be routed all the way from the roof junction box to the upfitter switch connection behind the glove box. The wire run that I chose ran through the walls of the van, just behind the passenger seat in the wall cavity. I made a hole for the cable to pass through underneath the van. From there, I routed it under the van and up through the engine compartment to the back of the glove box. There is a factory knockout where we can enter the cable behind the glove box. Again, just make sure that the cable is very well protected and secured. To access the area behind the glove box, you first have to remove the cup holder panel to the right. From there, you can find a latch that will allow the glove box to hinge all the way down, and this is where you will find the factory wiring harnesses for the switches. You will have had to either receive the factory wiring harnesses with the van or purchase them from online. The Upfitter kit comes with a large wiring harness and 2 smaller harnesses. We will be using the smaller 6-pin harness that looks like this. To connect to it, we'll need to find the corresponding connector behind the glove box, and it is usually zip tied in place. We will plug in our wiring harness to the corresponding connector and use the black, yellow, and blue wire to connect to our red and black 10-2 cable. The connection would be black, yellow to black, and blue to red. Once this connection is made, we can reorganize and support the wire harnesses and reinstall the glove box. Now all that's left is to connect the 3 extended cables inside the junction box on the roof. This should be fairly easy because all of our cables are labeled the same as our labels on the relay. At this point, our connections are made and we are able to test the light bar operation. The light bar works perfectly and will provide tons of light for any off-grid camping or off-road situation. If you think that any of our services could be of use to you, you can find us at powerofadventure.us. As always, thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.